Okay, so it used to be location, location, location. Now it's applications, and so the it's kind of funny. It's like a little exaggerated. I don't think it's the scale either. No, it is the scale. So Apple was sort of like the first to really get into this whole application thing. And if applications are your thing, then certain phones are probably better than others. The Apple OS is good. Android now is very good. And then you sort of see the rest of them. So I think Android's even up to about 20 to 30,000 apps now. BlackBerry's always had a problem in this area. Their app store, number one, the app itself is kind of nasty. It's kind of cumbersome and it's kind of slow and it's not very pleasant to work in. But they just don't have the development because the core of the operating system is much, much harder to develop for than these other platforms. So the ease in which the platform is to develop in sort of dictates who's going to have more apps. And you're starting to see more and more overlap in terms of applications, and that what's true for one platform is now true for others. Like a lot of the same apps are available on Android and iPhone, whereas they used to be exclusive to iPhone. And so sort of like there's just a bunch of also rans and then the two big growing areas. So how many of these apps really have a lot of business uses that you have uses for is entirely for your own discovery. Because some definitely do. I mean, it's funny, the little Wi-Fi app that I have is just handy just to walk into a business to see what, if somebody asks me, I can't get signal here, from the Wi-Fi that you put in. And I go to there and I look at it and go, oh yeah, you're right, you don't. You can't, I could literally use that app for that purpose. And I have. So there are business uses for these things. Oh, and this article is February. It's an ancient history in these terms. I mean, it's probably completely different. I love this picture. It's my favorite. GPS now is again so pervasive that it's hard to actually even find a lot of applications that don't have some GPS component in them now. Google itself, like if you pull up a Google page, it recognizes your location. Actually, it asks you. It says, "Do you want me to know where you are so I can tell you things about the area?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure." So, and the other thing about this is that we use Google Maps with latitude, and we voluntarily ask people to surrender their location to us when they carry their phones around. And the business use of that is, it's not because I don't trust them, and it has nothing to do with trust. It has to do with customer service. And what happens is that we have a schedule, but sometimes people are in transit and they're moving to places and going somewhere, and I can look on latitude and I can see where people are. And let's see if I can do this right now. I'll show you an example. Okay, so this is Google Maps, and the skull-faced guy is me. It's one of my ski outfits. I scare people on the slopes. And what you can't see is, okay, Dave's here in the office, or at least 47 minutes ago he was. And Mike's here, and let's see, there's Sean.
He's playing golf.
Well, it looks like he's playing golf, but he doesn't play golf. He makes frisbee golf.
He's at MediaWorks.
He's at MediaWorks. See, that's the other thing is sort of knowing where the customer is and where they should be. Aha. So, but if somebody near here, like in Owings Mills, called me up and they said, "Hey, my server just went down. Can you get somebody here?" And I go, "Oh, I have Sean near there, and he's only a few minutes away. I'll send him now." And literally, we do that a lot. That's a real legitimate business use for this, and this is why I asked them to volunteer their locations.
So when Scott's out on his motorcycle,
Scott doesn't volunteer his location
Right.
because, to be honest,
Smarter than that.
he's in sales and whatever.
Right. You don't really want to know where I am.
That's right.